Okay, I will continue about the conditional. Before we deal with the conditional, we are going to do more about input. The last time we have the idea to get the input from users. So we already learned if we have the input in integer, then you can use next int. If you want to get the value double, then you will use another kind of method, which is next double. Now you can have more examples how we can get the string, for example, using next, or we can have another kind of line. Okay, we call it next line. So in one line you can have many strings. Okay, so let's see when we have this example. Okay, so we are doing the integer only. And if you want to try with double, you can try to change this into next double. Of course, if you change this part, you need to change also the data type. The data type, you need to define double, so you can use next double. Last time we have reached this section, we are dealing about a token. So tokens appears in one line, and whenever you have white space, okay, we call it white space, or if we have tabs. Tabs means if you have more than one white space, usually we call it as tabs. Or if it is a new line, so if you go to the next line, then it is also considered a separation for the token. And we know if we already use next int, you cannot input other format. If you have if you have this next int, and if you run, how old are you? If you put like ABC, then it will be error. Now, I would like to give you one example about the other data type. So let's suppose I have this code. It is a class with the name input string. Okay, let me make a new one. In the section 3, I will make a new class, input string. And then I will make it with the main method. Now I will just copy and paste. There is one error in the scanner. What can we do? Just follow the recommendation. Here you can import the scanner. So once you click, then the error message will disappear. And you can take a look on the code here. So there is one question. Today temperature is something, something, something. Okay. And I would like to say maybe today temperature is about, I don't know what degree is today. Maybe 15 degree. Okay. And you have to enter a double value. How do you know it is a double? because we have the method next double, and the value will be put into the variable num, and the variable num is assigned as double. Now I have another statement, so I will skip this one first because, as you know, this is comment. If it is commented like this one, we will not execute the code. It is only a description, or you can use it later. Now I have this question. What is your opinion? I have one new data type, which is string. In this string, I would like to make one new variable, which is text, and I would like to get the input from users. The next, okay, what does it mean by next? As you know, here, next is to read one word. One word means only one word, and then if you have white space, we will not consider it. Okay. If it is next line, then it will consider one line string. Let's see. After I have this next, I can use the next line. Okay. And here you will have the temperature printed or displayed, and you will get the text one, and you will get the text two. Now, if I run this, what will be the result? Today temperature is maybe 15, maybe. So what is your opinion? Cool. The weather is good today. Okay. Then what you get is you will have the token. Okay. What does it mean by token? Whenever you have the white space, it will be separated. Okay. As we learn here, we have one token, and then we have the white space. It is the second token, or the number 2, and then we have the white space, and then we have number 3, token number 3, and then we have white space, we have token number 4, and so on. So every space, it will be the separator. Therefore, when I input cool dot, so it is one word. It will be inserted into the variable text one. And then when I have the next line, it will check the remaining words. So next line means we are going to check one line. Then this sentences, the weather is good today, it will be printed into the text. Okay. Yeah, you can try later on how to change. If you change the next and the next line, if you put another next in this one. Yeah. Cool, it is spring now, for example. Yeah, it will separate each of the sentence based on the separator. And if you want to have like a text tree, for example, you can have a text tree. So let's say I have 15, and then what's your opinion? Cool. it is spring now. Okay. Yeah. Because you have next, then it will be separated for every token. If you have next line, then what is your opinion? Cool. It is spring now. Then the first is the text with one token, and the next will be another token, and the last one will be the remaining sentence, which is spring now. Okay. So you know the new type, which is string. Okay. And throughout this example, I will use the three data type: the integer, double, and string. Okay. So mostly I will use those three data types. So this is the explanation. Next, returns any input until a white space. And the next line returns the rest of the current line, excluding any line separated at the end. So if you finish with one line and if you go to the next line, then we will not include the next line. So the position is set to the beginning of the next line. Since this method continues to search through the input looking for any line separator, it may buffer all of the input searching for the line to skip if no line separators are present. So if your word is very long, it will keep looking at your words. Okay. That's about the input. And now let's enter a new chapter about conditional. The conditional, people always say it as if then else. Now let's have a brief look about this statement. In programming languages, if statement is common and it executes a block of statement only if a test is true. So this is the test. We will have two conditions: true or false. If the condition is true, then we will do the statement. Okay. We can have a kind of flow chart. We call it, this is the flow chart. The diamond symbol always represent a kind of question. Is the test is true? And we will have two kind of branches. If the test is true, we will do this statement. If the test is not true or false, we will go to this slide. Okay. Let's see one example. I have the conditional 0, 1. Let me create a new class. Conditional 0, 1. And then let me make a new main class. Okay, I'm going to make a new scanner. And let's say I have a new object console and I have new scanner, and don't forget to have the system.in. As you might know, the error happen because we have no java.util. So you can press this link and it will show you the java.util scanner to solve the error. And let's have a new variable with a double data type. The variable name is GPA. And I would like to have a console with next double. So it is a kind of testing. If the GPA is greater than or equal to, let's say 2.0. What will we do is to give the statement, and the statement should be started with the curly bracket, and it will automatically give you this closing curly bracket. And if the condition is true, you will do one statement. What is the statement? We are going to print application accepted. Okay. So if the GPA that the user input is greater than 2, let's print application accepted. You can run. Nothing here. Why? Because we do not have the prompt. You can input any value, for example, 2.1. Then it will show the result, application accepted. If you run again and you input 1.9, what happened? Nothing. Because the condition is not true. If the condition true, then we will print this statement. Whenever you make this kind of scanner, I recommend you to make a prompt. Input your GPA, for example, like this. So people knows that this program requires an input from the user, and the user need to input, for example, in this example is a GPA. Then you can see this one, input your GPA. You can input 2.5, and when you press enter, it will show the result. Okay. Now, as you might know, if the GPA is greater than 2, you will see this result. If the GPA is less than 2, nothing happens. So I want to know another result if this condition is not true, or we call it if the condition is false. If the condition is false, what will happen? In terms of the flowchart, we can have a branch like this one. If the condition is true, you will do this one. If the condition is false, you will do this one. In the Java, you will use else statement. Okay. You can create your own class, or you can make here. Yeah, it's up to you. Let me make a new class, conditional 02. I will make a new main method, and let me just copy and paste this one. Okay. If the condition is true, then it will print application accepted. If the condition is false, you need to give else. What is the statement? If the condition is false, we want to print application denied. So if I run, input your GPA. Let's say I have the 1.9, then application denied. If you have your GPA is more than 2, then application accepted. Okay. How we can draw the flowchart based on this statement? So we can draw something like question with the diamond, and we can put the question. GPA is greater than equal to 2.0. If the condition is true, we can make two branches. If the condition is true, what will we do? If the condition is false, what we will do? In this case, if the condition is true, we are going to print the statement, and the statement is print application accepted. Okay. If the condition is false, we will print application denied. So this is the logic. You can have some other relational operators. Equal, equal. It is to check whether the left part equals with the right part. If it is true, then you can do the true statement. If it is false, you can do the false statement. In this case, 1 plus 1 equal true. This is true. We can have does not equal with this statement. Not Kim-Q. Okay. The exclamatory sign and the equals. So it means it does not equal. 3.2 does not equal to 2.5. This is true. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay. So those kind of operators is available in Java. And you can make the if function more complex. Whenever you have many conditions, you need to build many questions. If this condition is true, you will do the statement. If it is not true, you will do maybe another condition. And then again, if it is true, you will do this statement. If it is not true, you will check again with another condition. So it can be a repeated condition. Now let's see this one. I have this following code. Scanner console new scanner system.in. It means I want to get the input from users. And let's enter a number. Okay, this number will be an integer. Now I have one equation. Number modulus 2 equal 0. If you input any number, it will be checked with this condition. If it is true, you will print the number is an even number. If it is not true, you will check with this equation whether the number, when it is divided by 2, will have a remainder. If it has a remainder, then it is an odd number. So sometimes, yeah, I will give you this kind of questions. Maybe on the mid exam, I will also give you this question, and you need to figure out what will be the result. Let's say I will give example. If I give the input 5, what will be the result? The result will be 5 is an odd number. Okay. This is a common use of if. However, there might be some misuse of if. What does it mean by misuse of if? When you want to check a grade of the student, let's say if the score is greater than 90, you will get A. And then if your score is greater than 80, you will get B. If your score is greater than 70 until 80, you will get C. If your score is greater than 60 until 70, you will get D. Now, why it is misuse? What's wrong with the following code? Anybody knows? What's wrong with this code? So let's see. If I input 90, okay, so this is the scanner, and then I have the what percentage did you earn, and then it will give you the input function. So you need to input an integer. Let's say I input 90. What happened? It will go here. Percent greater than equal to 90? Yes. Then it will print you got an A. It is a sequence, so you will go to the next statement. If the percent greater than equal to 80, what will be the result? You got an B. Okay, so you already got A, and then you will get the statement B, and then you will go to the next. If the percent is greater than equal to 70, you got a C. So you also get C. You will get also D, and finish. Is it correct? No. Because if it is 90, yeah, of course you need to have only one grade. Okay. Then there's something wrong with this code. The flowchart, yeah, it might be also wrong in this case. So how can we fix it? we need to understand what we call as nested if. So the nested if, whenever we have the condition is not true, there might be another condition. For example, this one. If the condition is true, okay, you will do the statement. But if the condition is not true, you will check with another condition. If the condition is not true, you will check with another maybe a statement or condition. If the condition is true, you will do this statement. Okay. So if the condition is true, you will do the statement 1. Else, we put another if. If the condition is true, we will do the statement until we have the last statement, which is false. When this one false, when this one false, we can just use this statement. So for example, if x is greater than 0, I can print positive. If x is less than 0, I can print negative. But if it is not positive and it is not negative, it is 0. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, so you can try. Let's say I will make an example. The example 1. Okay, I hope that you can practice to write the code, because when you have your assignment or exam, yeah, you will need to write and you need to type. Okay. So let me make a new prompt. Input x, for example, and I want to get the integer x as the console next int. Now I will have the if x is greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, then I will print positive. Else, if x is less than 0, and I will print negative. Else, I will print 0. So we have the nested if now, and if you run input x, if it is 5, okay, it is positive. And you have input, let's say -6, then negative. If you have another input 0, then it is 0. Okay. We have another nested if, and this nested if will be ended with if. The previous one, it is ended with else. So if the condition is not true, then of course it will be the last one. However, this one, If the condition is not true, next we'll check. If the condition is not true, we will check. If the condition is not true, then nothing will happen. So yeah, in this case, we have only the condition. If the place number 1, yeah, you can get gold medal. If you're in the second place or the place number 2, you will get the silver medal. If you get the position number 3, then you will get the bronze medal. But what about if you are in the number 4? No medal. Then yeah, we will not print anything. So this is the nested if, and it is ended with if. So if it ends with else, exactly one path must be taken. If it ends with if, the code might not execute any path. So there is no result. Now, you already have the PMI program. Did you still have it? The PMI program? So last week we made the PMI program and we get the numbers, weight, and the height manually input in the source code. Now let's make a program and let the user input the number. Let the person input the height in inches, and then let the person input the weight in pounds. So this will be the input. Okay, whenever I give questions, I will give this text in bold and underline. It means this is the user input. So you can input any number. And when we have the result, let's say this is the result from the calculation. I need to check based on this table. If the BMI below 18.5, then we say underweight. If the BMI is in between 18.5 until 24.9, it is normal. If it is in between 25.0 until 29.9, it is overweight. And if it is more than 30, it is obesity. The number is 19 something something, then it is in the normal. Okay, how can you make the program? Okay, we will make this compute BMI. I think to limit time, I will just copy and paste this one. Let me make a new class, compute BMI. Compute BMI, and I will make a new, I will make a main method here. And then I will copy the code from here to here. So there's one error scanner. I will just click this one with the java.util. So now we have the prompt. We call it this is prompt because it is the prior information before the user input. Enter your information and then let's ask what will be the input, is it? So this is will be the height. and it will be in inches. For example, let's say 80, and then it will be inserted into the variable height. And then I will ask the weight in pounds, let's say 180, and then the number will be inserted into the variable weight. I will make a new line just to separate the input and the output. And I will calculate the BMI. After I calculate the BMI, it will print the BMI. And we need to classify. If the BMI is less than 18.5, underweight. Else, if BMI is less than 25, it means if the BMI is less than 25 and greater than 18.1. Okay, because this one is, if it is true, then it is underweight. If it is not true, then the number might be greater than 18.5. So we will check. If it is greater than 18.5, I need to know whether the BMI is between 18.5 until 25. If it is true, then you will print normal. But if it is not true, you will check with the next condition. Although the next condition is only BMI less than 30, it means we want to check if the BMI is greater than 25 until 30. And the last one will be the condition for the BMI, which is greater than 30. Okay. So if you run this code, inches of the head 80, and the weight in pounds, let's say I just follow the example 180. Okay, the result is 19 point something something. It's the same with the PowerPoint, and it shows normal. Okay, this kind of program, as you already see in the assignment in the Kurum, I will give you a kind of problem. You need to follow the problem. What will be the output and etc. So those kind of questions will be in your exam. Okay. Okay. Is there any question?